Alrighty, we're taking the FC drifting today. It's been a while since we've drifted this thing, and it's going to be probably really the last time before it kind of undergoes some major changes. So I guess let me show you what we're working with at the moment, again, because this might be the last time it's in current form. So it's obviously an FC RX7. It's got like turbo 2 brakes, BC coilers. I made the angle kit for it, and then it has just a bone stock. I got hood shocks for this thing, but I forgot to put them on. Bone stock Junkyard 5.3 iron block. Bone stock, not stock with a cam. Literally 100% stock. Probably makes 250 wheel, maybe 240 wheel. But she's been holding together. So this thing's been low on oil pressure for several drift days now, and she's still kicking. Hopefully she lasts the event. We also had a fuel system issue that I forgot about until today. Too late to fix it now. Hopefully it holds together and doesn't give us too much trouble. But yeah, it's got a Volvo electric power steering. It's a good little seat time car. So anyway, like I said, haven't drifted it in a while. Gonna be drifting it tonight. Should be a lot of fun. This thing's fun to drive because, you know, it's already beat up, so we just thrash the crap out of it. Doesn't really go through tires. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited to drive it. We got Adam coming out. We got Ben in his new car and several other friends. So we should be getting some good tandems in. I also got myself a one wheel that I'm really excited to rip around the pits. That's kind of the main reason I got it. I've tried a bunch of different pit vehicles. You know, I have my pit bike, which I love my pit bike. I love ripping wheelies, but it's one of those things where when I'm just riding from my pit to the driver's meeting, my pit to the bathroom, it's like I'm just riding there with the choke on, doesn't have time to warm up, runs like crap. So it's kind of a nuisance. So we got electric scooters. They didn't work out very well. They couldn't go through grass at all. Couldn't go through bumpy pavement. Couldn't go up hills. Only lasted like 2-3 miles. So this thing, 12 to 18 mile range, goes 20 miles an hour, double the scooter, can go through grass, and is a lot smaller and more compact. So I'm really excited for it. So I got it mainly for the logical reasons of it, but functionality for me at this point is completely irrelevant because I completely underestimated the fun factor of this thing. I have been riding it every single day just for fun. Rips around my yard through bumpy, hilly, grassy, torn up gravel driveway, all of it, no problem. I was absolutely mind blown by like the off-road capabilities of it. And then again, the fun factor. This thing is so much more fun to ride than I thought. I figured it'd be around the range of an electric scooter fun factor, you know, like fun-ish, you know, but just mainly a tool of transportation. No, super fun. So anyway, moral of the story is I'm excited to ride this thing at the track for the first time because again, I got it as a pit vehicle and I haven't had a chance to ride it at the pits yet because we've been in quarantine since I got it. Like here, we'll run it down to the mailbox real quick before we go. Hop on, Sands. I mean, my driveway, not in the best shape. This thing does it, no problem. Ooh, big bump. Cruise back up. But like I said, the main reason I got this was because it could go off-road. And I was like, you know, that way if I have to, I can, because like every pit area I've ever been to has grass they usually have to go through. And, you know, but I figured like you could ride it off-road, but you wouldn't choose to ride it off-road if you didn't have to. Totally wrong. I have so much fun ripping this thing around my yard, sliding through the sand. Oh, I love it. I love it. I could go on and on about it, but you guys get the idea. I really enjoy it. It's like my favoritist new thing. I don't know. And it kind of matches the RX7. You know, black and white, you know, it was like we planned it. But anyway, again, you guys are probably getting bored of me telling you about my one wheel. So we're gonna get loaded up, we're gonna head to the track, and we're gonna go do some tandeming. Should be a lot of fun. I'll see you there. It's a pretty small one. It's called Social Drift Dancing. Social Drift Dancing. See, there's a bunch of cars. I think that's C group or B group. I think a third gen. What else? We got Steve out here. See his car there. We got Fellow and somebody else with the E46 M3. That's pretty dope. Oh, there's Pat. It's the first drift event since quarantine. I'm excited to drive it. I had never addressed the fuel system, so we might end up having some issues, but we're gonna do some tandems with Ben First event out in his LS Miata. We'll have a separate video on that, getting it back from pain, all that stuff, and first drift event. But yeah, it should be pretty exciting. We're gonna get to do some tandems. But yeah, our session's about up. Once these guys are done, we're gonna go do some tandems. I am worried about the fuel thing. So for those of you who didn't watch the Black Friday 3-day drift event video, basically after like 10-20 minutes of the session, the car would start fuel cutting, and I thought it might be the fuel boiling because I have a returnless fuel system, so it like returns at the tank and then there's just a feed light up, deadheads at the rail. But now I have a feeling I might have destroyed the pump. I had a filter clog up really bad.
I'm here.
I saw.
Can you hit them now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I go drive now? I'll be out in a minute.
Lead or me lead? I'll wait. Forget how little power this thing has. Pretty fun to drive, being that it makes like 250 wheel. It just has torque. Like I said, I just hope it doesn't start fuel cutting on me. I think since we're constantly moving, it might be okay. The problem is when we're sitting in grid for so long, the fuel gets hot, like because it's just sitting in the fuel rails. It starts to boil. Should have got on the throttle a little earlier for the entry, but it worked out fine. I mean, so far it hasn't fuel cut on me. I don't know with his poppies. I think it did that smoke thing last time. Oh, I think it's just baking stuff off the trans tunnel. That's what it is. That's wild. every time I drive this car, I start to really like it again. Not that I dislike it, I'm just like, you know, it's another freaking cage drift car. Got limited usage. But it's fun, man. It's so comfortable. I really don't like these seats because they don't really hold me in. But they are very comfortable. It's like one of those frame seats instead of like a fiberglass bucket. God, this is fun, man. We're getting so much seat time. It's crazy. You want to follow me again so you can hit me? Well, it hasn't been fuel cutting, so that is good news. I think it's just, again, that we're going and the fuel is cycling. Really?
Yeah, this will probably be my last run unless it comes back.
Okay. All right, well, I think Ben's car got hotter than he wanted, which it's probably not, like mine's at 220, but this thing's a sin machine. This thing's a sin machine, so we don't care that it's at 220. But Ben's car, he's gonna care that it's, oh, he's already going back out. Yeah, again, like I said, sin machine, we ain't care that we are, I mean, it's only at 210 now. We are bouncing between 6 and 10 PSI of oil pressure though, so. I mean, that would normally be concerning if this wasn't a $200 5.3. Oh, it is getting freaking hot in here though, man. My trans is getting hot. I can feel like it's a T56, so it doesn't shift good anyway, but it's shifting extra bad now. Kind of broke up on that last run, so just be conscious of it. finally got our fuel cut. I don't know if it's just low on fuel, because fuel cuts pretty quick. Like 5 gallons down, it starts fuel cutting. Or if it's the fuel boiling thing again. I won't know until I try to put some gas in it and see where we're at. Hey, I mean, we made it through a lot of freaking runs, man. You know, like they were all good runs, and I've got this thing loose as hell. It's at 30 psi in the rear tires, and you know, it doesn't have a bunch of forward grip, but it just cruises no problemo. That's one thing that's interesting about this car. My Miata's set up exact opposite. This thing's set up super loose and slippery. The Miata's set up super grippy and darty. Very different. Ravi just got his car 1J. First event with it 1J. Hell yeah, Ravi! Woo! There goes Ravi again. Oh, this other car is going to overshadow the Jay-Z noises. No! Oh, staying in it. Staying in it. So this is kind of funny. It's kind of like role reversal. So for the longest time I had my LS Miata. Ben had his beater, you know, 180 horsepower turbo Miata. Now I've got my 230, 240 horsepower beater FC, and he's got his 350, 400 horsepower LS Miata. It's literally role reversal. It's kind of fun. It is fun. Now I kind of like being in this position because, like, I'm just going lap after lap. I'm like, dude, if this thing overheats, doesn't matter. We're gonna keep sending it. Like, this motor was written off multiple drift days ago, and it's still going. So it's nice to, like, I'm not worried about it at all. Whereas when I drive my Miata, I have more fun, but I'm more worried about it. I'm focusing on it. I'm thinking about it. I'm watching the temps. I'm nice to it. I'm not nice to that. But anyway, it's kind of funny. All right, going out for the night session. Oh, my back, man. Pulled something in my back, and it's like it hurts to pull the handbrake and press the clutch in. It's kind of weird. Interesting is, like, I like driving in a group of 3. I think that's kind of the perfect number, because then you only lead once for every 3 runs. If you're third, when you're third, it's not terrible. It's not as good as being second, but it's not terrible. Yeah, I agree with calling it.
No, that's not a bad move. Obviously, I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was thinking of, like, pretty much my whole time, this whole time, like, obviously I'm not worried about me, but I've been worried about you in your car. All right, we are calling it a night. Things have gotten quite sketchy. Just the people, I mean, there was a 4-car pileup on grid from people thinking they were going, and then the first person stopping, and then them running into each other, and then, you know, there's just been a bunch of stuff like that. I can't drive her straight onto the trailer because Ben's bumper's there. It's always funny when you come back from a session and you just go straight onto the trailer. I love this little thing. Cruising around. It's just so fun to ride. I highly suggest a 1-wheel if you've been thinking about one. So much fun. I ride this thing around just to ride it, but obviously it's very handy in the pits. Carve around. I like doing this. Like, go, freaking lean back, turn, go, lean back, turn. Oh, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Pretty much all there is to it. Decided to call it early on that last session. Time to head home.